Markets head into Thursday in a holding pattern, with investors reluctant to take major positions ahead of Fed Chair Warsh's Jackson Hole address on Friday. The dollar remains broadly supported by elevated Treasury yields after the latest U.S. inflation data failed to provide a clear dovish signal. While Wednesday's Wall Street session ended close to flat, U.S. equity futures have since turned higher, led by the technology sector. Nvidia is driving the improvement in equity sentiment. Its earnings beat expectations, but the initial reaction was restrained by demanding valuations before shares recovered on an exceptionally strong longer-term outlook for AI demand. The results have provided some support to the broader technology trade, although conviction remains limited ahead of Warsh, whose preference for less explicit forward guidance has left markets uncertain about the near-term Fed path. In FX, the Australian dollar remains one of the stronger performers after robust household spending reinforced the hawkish message from Wednesday's hotter inflation report and strengthened expectations for an RBA rate hike. The yen has been unable to benefit from hawkish comments from Deputy Governor Himino. The wide U.S.-Japan yield gap remains the dominant force, although the combination of BOJ rate hike risk and potential intervention should make traders increasingly cautious at these levels. The euro and sterling are consolidating close to recent highs, while the Canadian dollar remains vulnerable as the escalating U.S.-Canada tariff dispute weighs on growth expectations and encourages a more dovish reassessment of the Bank of Canada outlook. Across commodities, gold remains exceptionally well supported, reflecting persistent demand for protection against dollar depreciation, fiscal deterioration, and geopolitical risk. Oil is comparatively subdued as optimism around diplomacy and security in the Strait of Hormuz offsets reports that Iran struck a Kuwaiti tanker earlier in the week. Russia-Ukraine supply risks continue to provide an underlying floor. Overall, Thursday's calendar is relatively light, leaving jobless claims, geopolitical headlines, and the opening of Jackson Hole as the immediate focus, but Warsh's Friday speech remains the week's defining macro event. That's all for now.